What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back for another top 10. Tony Baker once again with a top 10. Bars. Okay. This time I'm gonna do the top 10 Spike Lee joints. We all know BlacKkKlansman is out in theaters right now, doing very well critically and doing good at the box office. So why not do a top 10 Spike Lee joints, man? Why not? It's a no-brainer, man. Let's do it without further ado. Number 10. School Days. School Days, man. It was pretty much Spike Lee's musical. The black college life, the conflict between dark-skinned African Americans and light-skinned African Americans. That dynamic is full front right here with the college element in the background. And you get the little dissent between those that went to college and those that didn't. Great points being made. The film was well acted. It had Lawrence Fishburne in it, and Giancarlo Esposito, Tisha Campbell, Jasmine Guy was in it. It was dope. It was like something new, something fresh, and I was like, man, like I didn't really get it when I was younger, but then when I went to college and then watched it again, I was like, yo, this movie is dope. Plays on the black fraternities and like, you know, all kind of elements are being spoke upon in this movie, and I think definitely one of Spike Lee's gems, man. Number 10, School Days. Number 9, BlacKkKlansman. I still don't know how to say it. BlacKkKlansman. All right, we'll just say that. Number 9 already, you know what I'm saying? Give it some time, it might go up or down on the list, but since it's fresh on my mind, just saw it like last week. It's number 9 though. It's well done. It was funny. It was biting. It was opened my eyes to something I never knew. I never knew that was a real case. I never knew that really happened. So I was like, yo, that's crazy. And the ending was just so powerful, man. It was just like, man, you know, it was just a dope movie, dope cast, dope look, very timely. And I feel like it was good to see Spike Lee back in his form with this movie, man. I'm glad it's doing well. It's number 9 on my top 10 Spike Lee joints, BlacKkKlansman. Number 8, He Got Game with Denzel. Denzel Washington plays an ex-con who, his son is the top recruit from college basketball to go to the NBA. And so his son is played by the real NBA star, Ray Allen. It's a story about that. He's such a big prospect, they let him get out of jail just to recruit his son to a certain college. That's how big of a recruit this kid is. So it's like, all right, Denzel, we let you out of jail, you just gotta tell your son to go to Big U University. It's like, all right. But the thing is, him and his son, it's not a happy relationship. Okay? He's got work to do, man. He don't respect his pops. It was good to see Denzel play like this was the first time Denzel was kind of like an unlikable character. You know, he was dope, his performance was dope, but his character was just flawed. And you saw it, like he was extra tough on his son. He had issues with alcohol. Denzel did his thing in this movie, man. And I think it's one of Spike Lee's better films. And that's why it's number 8 on the top 10, man. He Got Game. Number 7. Mo Better Blues, another Spike Lee, Denzel collabo, you know what I'm saying? Mo Better Blues, you can tell Spike Lee is a lover of jazz anyway. I know his father did the score for a lot of his earlier films, very jazzy, very like, you know, the horns and stuff in there. That's what made his like soundtrack stand out. This movie is about a jazz musician played by Denzel who he gets into trouble with actually his partner, Spike Lee, gets into trouble with, you know, some gambling troubles. And, you know, his mouth is his livelihood, man. The lips playing the horns, man, that's his livelihood. And he's juggling like 2 women. You got that whole dynamic. And it introduces you to a world of jazz that, man, he's like, you know, I never thought about that. Wesley Snipes was in there. It was good to see Wesley Snipes and Denzel act together, you know what I'm saying? I wish I would have seen it more. But I feel like whenever you get a black star, they just don't work together. I don't know what it is. Like, you can't work with him no more. I don't know what it is. I would love to see more of that. And Mo Better Blues was just a cool movie, man. It was very cool, very stylish. And yeah, man, some good jazz in there, good smoky, you know, we in the speakeasy type jazz type joint, man. Very good movie, man. Mo Better Blues, number 7. Number 6, Get on the Bus. Not a lot of people saw Get on the Bus, but it's definitely one of Spike Lee's best joints, man. Get on the Bus is about a group of men. It's set during the Million Man March. It's about a group of men who all ride the bus down to Washington, D.C. to go to the march. And it's all about what they go through on the bus on the way. They go through all these dramatic dynamics because you got different classes of guys on the bus all arguing about different things about Black America. And like, it was really rich, very character driven. It was just dope, man. Great cast of like the usual suspects of Spike Lee movies. And the movie was pretty much led by Charles S. Dutton, who you may remember from The Rock and like The Sopranos and stuff like that. Very good actor. And not The Rock, the TV show Rock, where he was the lead. It was a very good cast. Ossie Davis was in it, who's always showing up in Spike Lee joints. Late Ossie Davis, I should say. And it was really well done, man. Like, a lot of people just overlook this movie, man, but it's a great film, man. I definitely recommend it. Get on the Bus, number 6. Number 5, another Spike Lee Denzel collabo, Inside Man. This was a Spike Lee joint that didn't feel like a Spike Lee joint. You could tell visually that it was Spike Lee with the cinematography, the cuts, and the classic crane shot that he always does with the characters moving through life like that, you know what I'm saying? I always like that. I do it on my Instagram page. The movie about a bank heist, essentially. It stars Denzel Washington, Clive Owen, Jodie Foster, Chiwetel Ejiofor is in that thing, and it was a dope movie, man. It was clever, it was well done, it was beginning to end, it was a fast-paced movie, and definitely it was Spike Lee's highest grossing film also, too, and it was dope, man. It was dope. Denzel and Spike Lee make a good duo, man. Every time they get together, it's magic, man. Inside Man is no exception to that rule, man. Inside Man, the number 5 Spike Lee joint. Number 4, Jungle Fever. Stars Wesley Snipes and Annabella Sciorra. It's about an architect, African-American architect, who, you know, gets into a relationship with his secretary, played by Annabella Sciorra. And she's Italian, he's Black. They're not having it. The people around them are not having this interracial couple thing right here. You know, the Italian side of her family is not for it. The Black side of his family and his ex, not having it, not feeling it whatsoever. Can they stand the test of time through these racial tensions on the outside? Will they stay together? Is it worth it? Very biting, very like, man, oh man, really? You know, and this, you know, dude, this is like, it came out in like 91. I think might be 90, 91, you know, and coming from Chicago, which is a very segregated city, shoot, I believed it. I believe people still to this day have problems with interracial dating. Like, come on, man, get over it. No, my parents wouldn't. Oh, it's still a thing, man. Racism starts in the home. But yeah, man, and not to mention all of that, Sam Jackson is in this movie who's, you know, has drug problems. So you got that whole dynamic within Wesley Snipes' family. Ossie Davis returns once again as his father, and that's a whole great dynamic. Halle Berry is in this movie as a drug addict girlfriend of Gator, who's played by Samuel L. Jackson. It's dope, man. Jungle Fever is a really good movie, man, and that's why it's number 4 on this list, Jungle Fever. Number 3, Do the Right Thing, man. Do the Right Thing is number 3, man. This movie holds up, it stands the test of time, man. It's relevant even today. It's so relevant right now, it's crazy. Stars Spike Lee, Spike Lee's in it again. Spike Lee's in his own movies a lot. He's not so much anymore, but back in the day, he would definitely throw himself up in the mix. He's not the strongest actor, but in Do the Right Thing, I could see no one else playing his role, you know what I'm saying? Because he's surrounded by dope people. Giancarlo Esposito's in it again. Shout out to Bill Nunn, who played Radio Raheem. He passed away a couple years ago. That's with Ossie Davis once again. Ruby D is in this thing. Danny Aiello is in this joint. And what's my guy? John Turturro is in here, man. The usual Spike Lee suspects, man. It's a great movie about racial tensions in Brooklyn over a record hot summer. You know, everybody's attitudes on 10 anyway. And just racial tensions are high in New York. Things come to a boil, and it's all set in one day. I love movies that are set in one day. And this was that day. It was a horrible day. It ended very badly. Yeah, man. Do the Right Thing definitely got people's attention. The summer it came out, it was the talking of, it was like that summer it came out, Batman also came out, and it was like everybody was talking about Batman and Do the Right Thing. You know what I'm saying? Those were the movies that were being talked about. Yeah, man, it's a great film, holds up. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's definitely relevant to today. Number 3 on my list. Number 2, Clockers. Clockers is my second favorite Spike Lee joint of all time, man. Like, I love this movie, man. It's about a drug dealer who's a suspect for a murder. But the thing is, you know, his brother, who's a clean-cut, hard-working, regular guy, you know, confessed to doing the crime. And people are like, man, why are you lying for your brother, man? Your brother's out here, he's a dope boy on the block every day. We know it was him. Like, nah, I did it. You know what I'm saying? So the whole movie is about the detectives trying to solve the case of why his brother would lie for him on the murder of this guy. And it's like, you know, he had the motive, everything points to him. It's the introduction of the actor Mekhi Phifer, Isaiah Washington's in there, Harvey Keitel. It's a great cast. Delroy Lindo killed it in this movie. I love everything about this movie. It's based on a Richard Price novel. You got the cop element, the cops and robbers. The visual style of it was super dope. The jazz, the Terrence Blanchard soundtrack was incredible to me. Man, it was just a dope movie. Definitely, I watched it like 7 times. Really love this movie, man. It's my number 2 pick. Number 1, the best Spike Lee joint of all time is another Spike Lee Denzel collab. Malcolm X, man. Malcolm X was an epic film, 3 hours in length, but it didn't feel like it. And it really just showed the life of Malcolm X, the transition he had. He had like 3 transitions in this movie, which was great, man. He went from this hoodlum, you know, pimp dude, goes to jail, gets reformed, to the Nation of Islam. It's like, yeah, the white man is the devil. He's like, yeah. And then he gets out and he goes and discovers, you know, the white man ain't the devil. You know what I'm saying? The devil can come in many forms, you know what I'm saying? And so that to see Malcolm X's transition through all of that was just super dope, man. And like, you know, it's based on the autobiography of Malcolm X, co-written by Alex Haley. I like how Spike Lee just went forward. He wanted to tell the full story, not chopped down by Hollywood. It's really a great film, man. Denzel should have got an Oscar for it. He lost to like Al Pacino that year for A Sin of a Woman. I'm like, get out of here, man. Come on. One of Denzel's very best performances. Super dope film and heartbreaking too. The end of it, man, folds me up every time, man. That is Spike Lee's masterpiece, Malcolm X. All right, that's my number 1 Spike Lee joint. Now, I didn't include Spike Lee's documentaries, 4 Little Girls, When the Levees Broke. His documentaries are outstanding. I just kept it to his films. And honorable mention to The 25th Hour with Edward Norton, and also an honorable mention to Crooklyn, okay? All right, those are my top 10 Spike Lee joints. Let me know your top 10 Spike Lee joints in the comments section below. Do you agree with my list? You know what I'm saying? What would you change? What would you take out? What would you add? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Also, let me know his worst joints in there too. Cause this word, he got some bad ones. Like Girl 6, trash. She Hate Me, oh, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Old Boy was just, why remake it? You know what I mean? So, but that's neither here nor there. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and as usual, we out here.